Hello, this is Group O for MRTS 3615, Understanding Digital Media Industries. And today we are going to be doing a SWOT analysis of Disney and the Disney Plus company. So let's begin.
So our strengths for Disney, they have good partnerships with Disney Plus, and they also share that they stream, Disney also, they have a connection with Star Wars, National Geographic, Pixar, which allows them to have a very expanded media. Their media is also PG. So instead of only having dark and graphic media, they also have PG media, which allows it also to be more expanded. And another strength, their brand recognition and their long history of popular content. We know Disney is very popular and they go way, way back in time and now, until now as well. Our family, they also have family friendly content, which we said creates a safe environment for its consumers like kids and for the parents to buy the content. So with Disney, it's very kid friendly. They're always going to have, parents always want their kids to be learning something or be entertained, but by not something that's too much, too graphic, and Disney allows that. And it's also very accessible from multiple devices, meaning you can watch it on your phone, has it on the app, or whether you're on your TV, on a tablet, it's just you can take it with you anywhere. And also being that Disney not only is something digital, but they also have their theme parks, which allows them to be very expansive and very innovative as well. So that's a lot of their strengths.
So some of the weaknesses for Disney, they're very one-dimensional and they have formulaic content. So to explain this, if you think about a Disney movie, they're all very similar. There's a plot, and they're all aimed towards, they're mainly aimed towards children, and they have a goal in mind and the character goes through the conflict to reach the goal, and there's usually a lesson learned at the end of the movies. Disney also relies heavily on brand recognition. They have began to remake older movies that they've made in the past, and this can be a positive and a negative because people want to see these old movies in with today's technology and animation programs. So their older movies look a lot better. However, it's the same story. So a lot of people don't care about going and seeing the movie because they've already seen the entire plot. Another weakness for Disney is pricing. They price multiple bundle packages with Disney Plus. You are able to watch Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN. But the bundle deals, it restricts access to some of the shows other people might want to watch. So they will have some, competition over the streaming platform. And then also their platform is mainly aimed towards kids. So they have a lot of family friendly content. So this is a large limitation towards new subscribers because a lot of their audience, families and children are already subscribing to Disney Plus. If Disney Plus began releasing other types of films, then they would start moving away from family-friendly content and they would have a larger amount of genres available on their streaming services. And also, since 2009, Disney Plus had a debt of 13.7 billion, and it's even increased since 2002. So Disney Plus needs to make some changes as to where they are funding their different revenues and whatnot.
All right, and then as for the opportunities for Disney, they could innovate with a lot of new technologies and stuff to help expand their own catalog. There's also expanding into areas where you can film more limited, creating it, giving easier access to people who do not have the ability to like watch their movies and shows. They could also work on some new, more memorable IPs rather than just relying on their own live action remakes of their classics. They could also create like a divide in their streaming service between the children's side and the normal like Disney Plus side. So you'd have movies like and shows like The Mandalorian on one side, and then you would have like kids movies on the other side, just allowing it easier, like kind of like YouTube Kids and regular YouTube. They could also diversify their own catalog, making it more friendly to larger varieties of people. Similar to what they do with like the films focusing more on marginalized groups like Encanto. And then they could also they could still recreate old movies, but it's like they probably shouldn't rely on that too much. I know that there's like they say they do it just to rely or to redo their own copyright, but it's still like kind of weird in that sense. And then they could also use those old IPs to create new films and prequels or sequels to older stories. And that's all I have for opportunities.
Hello, I'm going to be covering the threats. Some of the threats are competition against streaming services such as Netflix. Netflix is a really big streaming services, and competing with such can really weigh the Disney streaming service down. Another is piracy. A lot of people don't want to pay for the multiple bundles that Disney has to offer, or they're just not interested in all the content. So that creates password sharing. Another one is restricted content. Since Disney is only like family friendly, this can turn people away because of only having to offer the family friendly content. And for example, a streaming service like Netflix, they have multiple genres to offer. It's more variety. Another one is online TV services steadily outdoing cable. Consolidation is causing an increase in expenses, too many products that causes to not know how to use resources properly. Shutdown of Radio Disney and other merch stores, and a price increase of economy.
And I'm doing the evidence for obviously Disney, which we have seen that Walt Disney is a conglomerate media company, in which causes the problem of competing with itself since it owns so much of other companies. It's also going against their own brand of like Disney Plus. For example, during the Disney Plus Day, many film trailers were shown as well as first looks, in which included films like Hocus Pocus 2, which did really well. But it also had films like Prey, in which wasn't obviously a Disney Plus domestic service. Instead, the title will debuted on Hulu, in which it did really well on Hulu. Which the issue here is that Disney is causing its own streaming service, like Disney Plus, to struggle against Hulu, especially since it only owns 66% of it as of now, so they're not really getting all of the revenue out of it. And not only are their prices for Disney Plus going up from $8 to $11, it is also still lacks content compared to Hulu. The decision will be up to the subscriber here, which they'll go see which benefits them in like getting the bundles, which like I mentioned. Disney, by owning so many companies right now, they're also, since they're family friendly and they're not releasing new content, they're also going against like their owners like ESPN and Hulu. And those are our citations for our resources.
Mhm.